In the realm of science fiction, there is one form of transportation that above all else seems almost impossible. It's the human dream of teleportation. Teleportation has long been a staple of science fiction, capturing the imagination of audiences through iconic examples like the transporter in Star Trek or the nightmarish consequences depicted in The Fly. What happens to the human body when subjected to a process that disassembles it atom by atom and reconstructs it back to its former self? At its core, teleportation in Star Trek is described as a process of dematerializing a person or object, transmitting their information or physical matter to a new location, and then reassembling them. This concept, often referred to as matter teleportation, implies an almost magical manipulation of matter and energy. The challenge lies in the sheer complexity of what needs to be achieved. Human beings are composed of approximately 37 trillion cells, each containing millions of molecules and atoms. To teleport a person, one would need to perfectly scan and record the exact quantum state of every particle in the body. This data would then need to be transmitted to another location, where an exact replica of the individual is reassembled, atom by atom, molecule by molecule. The amount of information involved in this process is staggering. Some estimates suggest that a complete scan of the human body at the atomic level would require a dataset on the order of 10 to the power of 28 kilobytes, far beyond the capacity of any existing or foreseeable storage technology. Moreover, the precision required to scan and reconstruct such a vast amount of data introduces profound technical challenges. Even the smallest error in the process could result in catastrophic consequences for the individual being teleported. Quantum mechanics offers some insight into the theoretical underpinnings of teleportation. In the 1990s, physicists demonstrated a phenomenon known as quantum teleportation, which involves transferring the quantum state of a particle to another particle at a distant location. This process relies on a principle called quantum entanglement, where two particles become so deeply interconnected that the state of one instantly influences the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. In quantum teleportation, the information about the quantum state of a particle is effectively teleported to another particle, while the original particle's state is destroyed in the process. While quantum teleportation is a remarkable achievement, it is crucial to understand that it is not the same as the teleportation depicted in science fiction. Quantum teleportation transfers only the state of a single particle, not the particle itself, and certainly not an entire human being. Scaling this process up to the level of a macroscopic object, let alone a living organism, is an entirely different challenge. The process of teleportation requires the complete destruction of the original quantum state of the individual, which raises serious philosophical questions about the continuity of one's identity. If a person were teleported using such a process, would the individual on the other side be the same person who was scanned and dismantled, or merely a perfect copy of the original? Is the individual recreated on the other side the same one that was teleported, or has the original copy been destroyed and a new replica, in essence a brand new person, been created that possesses similar memories, but has no real sense of its former self? It would make us question the definition of what makes an individual unique, to re-examine the nature of death, what it is and how it may be perceived. Would the person who appeared on the other side be the person who was teleported, or is the recreated person an identical twin? They may appear to be the same, but now has its own distinct personality and mannerisms. Another major obstacle to teleportation, the transmission of information. Assuming it were possible to scan and encode the entirety of a human being's structure and quantum state, this data would need to be transmitted to the destination at an incredibly high speed. Current telecommunication technologies would be considered Stone Age compared to what would be required to facilitate the transfer of information through teleportation. The receiving end of the teleportation system would need the ability to reassemble the transmitted data into physical matter with absolute precision. essentially printing a person from atomic or subatomic building blocks. Even if we set aside the technical and philosophical hurdles, there are biological and ethical considerations to address. Human bodies are not just a collection of atoms arranged in a specific pattern. They are complex, living systems. Every cell is in constant interaction with its environment, and every process within the body relies on a delicate balance of chemistry, biology, and physics. Capturing the entire state of a living organism, including the intricate electrical and chemical signals in the brain, is a task that requires a scientific understanding centuries beyond our current technology. Additionally, the question of whether a teleported person retains their original consciousness, or if a new consciousness is created in the process, remains unanswered and deeply troubling. To make teleportation possible, humanity would need to invent, engineer, and develop technologies far beyond our current capabilities. Scanning technology would need to improve to the point where it could map the quantum state of an entire human body in real time and with perfect accuracy. Storage and computational systems would need to handle and process an unimaginable amount of data without introducing errors. Energy generation and transmission systems would need to be orders of magnitude more advanced to power such a process. And the ethical implications of teleportation would require careful consideration to ensure that this technology, if ever developed, is used responsibly and safely. One potential alternative to the science fiction idea of teleportation is the concept of wormholes, a theoretical construct predicted by Einstein's theory of general relativity. Wormholes are hypothetical shortcuts through space-time that could allow for instantaneous travel between two distant points. In the movie Stargate, wormhole travel is depicted as a means of instantaneously connecting distant worlds through a network of ancient ring-like devices. By generating a stable wormhole, the Stargate allows for rapid interstellar exploration and communication, bridging the vast distances of the cosmos in mere moments. Unlike quantum teleportation or matter reconstruction, wormholes do not involve the destruction or reassembly of matter, making them a more palatable option from an ethical and philosophical standpoint. However, the existence of wormholes has yet to be proven, and even if they do exist, stabilizing and controlling them for practical use would require a level of technological and scientific advancement far beyond our current understanding. Despite the immense challenges, the pursuit of teleportation is not entirely without merit. The research involved in exploring this concept has the potential to drive advancements in fields such as quantum mechanics, data transmission, and materials science. Quantum teleportation experiments have already contributed to the development of quantum computing and secure quantum communications systems. These technologies, while not directly related to teleportation, have the potential to revolutionize the way we process and transmit information. Ultimately, the dream of teleportation as depicted in Star Trek or The Fly remains firmly in the realm of science fiction for now. Whether or not teleportation ever becomes a reality, the journey toward understanding and harnessing the laws of the universe will undoubtedly lead to new discoveries and innovations. This in turn will reshape our understanding of the world and our place within it. I'd like to thank you for exploring the concept of teleportation with us, and I invite you back for our next episode